I guess this is my coming out video. Yeah, right. Everyone and everyone's grandma knows the only straight thing about me is my spine. Hello friends, welcome back to the channel, but if you're new, hi, hello, I'm Artsy at the Artsy Gamer. I make art, I play games, and I encourage others to do the same. And happy Pride Month, by the way. I know the rainbow exists beyond the month of June, but I am so delighted to be part of this collaboration with a few other Animal Crossing content creators. And can we just talk about my custom getup designed by none other than April Honey? I'll be sure to leave her design code so that you can also be delightfully rainbow any time of the year in your game. But anyway, this collaboration was designed by my friend Morri Crossing, and each participant chose a color from any pride flag to design something around that color. The build can either be in Happy Home Paradise or on your island, and it must make up 75% of the build. Besties, in my hubris, I chose yellow. Listen, I wanted a challenge, okay? And maybe my subconscious knew that yellow would be great for me since the color is found on both flags that I identify with. I thought of going with Daisy, but our girl has received at least 3 different vacation homes on this channel, so I went with Isabelle, arguably one of the most yellow peeps in Animal Crossing. And the girl could use a break, like, no, come on, the union called. I'm not really sure how to start this conversation. Pride's weird for me. I think it's incredibly important, don't get me wrong. I love how our language and cultural norms have expanded to include so many words and phrases that help people find themselves, to point to something and say, this is me, and this is okay. But for all of my openness online, I also feel a good portion of my identity is no one's business, other than which pronouns to refer to me by. No one needs to know what I do with a partner behind closed doors, and certainly no one needs to know what I do with my body and how I choose to represent what makes me happy. And maybe a lot of queer people or those with uteruses can relate. I want the right to my own body autonomy and to be allowed to explore that however it manifests. But I also think it's important for queer adults to share their stories, not only of the hardship and struggles, but those moments of true acceptance and flourishing. I wish I could say I'm there, but being a person is so complex and so interconnected. My queerness integrated with my trying to conceive journey, healing a part of myself so phobic of being feminine because I never felt feminine enough, and I was struck by how truly fluid our identities are. I'm not comfortable with the term woman for me, but I loved being my son's mom and my husband's wife. I think I subconsciously chose yellow for this because I knew decorating with yellow as the primary color was going to be a challenge in this game, but also because its original meaning in Gilbert Baker's flag design stood for sunlight. It's also the color in most pride flags that express beyond the binary, so we're going to pretend, like, imagine with your eyeballs and your beautiful brain that I totally thought of this ahead of time instead of that just being like, you know, a Bob Ross happy accident. Yellow is such a bright, blaring color, isn't it? It's obvious and in your face, kind of like once you see how different you are, that's all you see in literally everything you do. And I had that really early. I felt so different from everyone else, so intensely uncomfortable with my body image, terrified of these romantic feelings I seemed to develop that wasn't strictly gay or straight. And it wasn't until my 20s that language started branching out from the gender binary and talking about romantic orientations that went beyond a person's biological sex. I wish I could tell you the revelation was euphoric, but all that left me was a yearning to be accepted as I was. And I didn't even know what to do with those feelings. Harder still is living in a world where politicians feel that they have a right to my body, a right to whom I'm romantic with, and a right to define my rights as a human being. And underneath all of that bright sunlight was the pure heat of rage. Imagine giving a crap of another person's genitals to the extent that that's all you think about. Imagine defining femininity or masculinity to the point not even cisgender women or men fit those descriptions. Imagine demonizing children and denying them the basic decency to use the freaking bathroom. Like, imagine. And so every year around Pride Month, I forget how angry I used to be and then become, not about my being different, but how there is this chokehold to keep people in sterile, easy to organize boxes. And going outside those boxes could be deadly. And I'm so tired, friends. I'm so sick of feeling less than for not being the standard feminine beauty. I'm so sick of feeling like who I am right here and right now, and the body I have right here and right now, doesn't deserve kindness and compassion because I'm still figuring it out. But I do. And so do you. There may be a point in your life, and with all the revelations that you've had about yourself, that it leaves you feeling open and exposed and vulnerable and angry. And that's what sunlight does. It reveals everything. Even the things you may not want to explore just yet, that's still lurking in the shadows, biding its time when it's safe to come out. Growing and coming into yourself is uncomfortable, but no one has the right to dull your shine. There's a lot of self-forgiveness with these sorts of journeys, and it's not a race. You'll get there. I promise. I don't see myself in Isabelle. I didn't choose her for that because it was really difficult to pick a villager or an NPC that I felt represented me beyond Daisy, my birthday twin. But what I love about Isabelle is she's just herself. She is a hard Mario Kart opponent. She constantly changing and thriving in many Animal Crossing games throughout the series. And I think what I love about Isabelle is that she grows as the franchise does. And that was a really great representation for this thing we called life and trying to figure ourselves out. If you are a teenager or in your 20s or 30s, or maybe you're figuring things out in your 60s, there's still time. And I promise you that all of the bumps and bruises and the frustrations and the anguish and the anger is an important part to finding that healing. And I wouldn't say happiness, but that contentment that you will one day find. And I wish you the best of luck wherever you are. So let's go back to the build for a minute. All in all, I think I did a pretty okay job with almost meeting the requirements to have yellow represent 75% of the build. I did get to use items and customizations I usually shy away from, and I do think it suits Isabelle quite nicely. But be sure to check out the rest of the participants' builds, all linked in the description below, and give everyone a like and a subscribe to their videos if you haven't already. And while Isabelle is being delightful in the background, I guess this is my coming out video. I think my they days are every day at this point, so if you could refer to me with they them pronouns, I'd really appreciate it. Until then, be kind to yourself, be kind to others, make art, play games, and encourage others to do the same. Trans rights are human rights. I'll catch you next time. Bye!